So this is the prototype for our new winter hammock called the Polar Bear. It has a top cover made out of argon 90, and it has 7 different venting options to help with the condensation and everything. And it's attached to the zipper. So when you unzip the hammock, the top cover comes with it. It has this feature here up top. It's got a tab up there and a tab here, and I'll show you what those are for. Okay, so these loops up here for these toggles that hang down, so you can unzip the bug net and top cover, get it out of the way, so you got room while you're putting your stuff in your bag and your bag in your hammock and getting stuff situated. So you can get your net out of the way. The nets could be a kind of a hassle when you're trying to get in the hammock or move, get your quilt situated or whatever, and the bug net's always falling on you. So these toggles keep it out of the way, and the top cover is completely removable. And there's a set of these loops on the net too. So if you don't have the top cover on, you can roll it up and get it out of your way like that. And you could do both sides of the bug net. So if the weather's nice and you don't want the bug net or top cover, you can roll them both up out of the way and just have all that airflow down through there. Speaking of airflow, see these down at the edge, it has a natural catenary cut and up along the peak, so that you can get a little bit of airflow through there. That's on both sides. So I'm going to take these off now and show you some of the other features. Okay, so the top cover is cam snap to the bug net. So when you lift the bug net, the top cover comes with it, and we have these cam snaps right here. I give you a step back so you can get a better idea where they're at. So these cam snaps here, and I'll show you what they're for. Okay, so technically this has 7 venting options. This is one corner. You could do the same thing on the other side there, and then down at the foot end you could do the same thing. There's a second cam snap right there, and then you just unsnap the first one and take the second one and snap it right there. And then that holds that out of the way there and gives you a nice breeze, and you can see out a lot better. Even with the catenary cuts you can see on the other side, you can still have a lot of visibility out of here. So like I said, you can do this on 4 sides. I said it had 7 venting options. Like this is one, and then the one down at the foot end is another, because you can do all 4 of them, or you could do just the 2 on the head, or just the 2 on the foot, or do head on this side, foot on that side, whatever. But all 4 of them can open or close. And now I'll show you another purpose of that loop up there. So before I show you the other purpose of the loops, and speaking of loops, so you got the one on the top cover, but you've also got one on the bug net. This is I showed you the 4 venting options. This is the 5th one. Like on this side, if you came down, see it's all closed off. If you had a breeze blowing from this side you wanted to block off, but it was still nice and you wanted some ventilation, you can just fold the top cover over and have one side completely open and the other side blocked off. Okay, so these bungees got mitten hooks on both sides of them. It comes with 2 of them, and that is so that whenever you if you wanted to, you can open up, like if that's your head end, you can open up the head end. The bungee holds the top cover tight, and then snaps down here on each end of the hammock, hold it in that position. So showed you 4 venting options to 4 corners. 5th one is folding 1/2 back. 6th one is you can open up the head cover, the head area, have that all open. And the 7th option is doing the same thing on the foot end. So that's your 7 different venting options on this. So you should be able to get the ventilation really nice depending on the weather, since you have so many options. Another thing I want to show you on this hammock, this is how they clip. The top cover clips up here to the bungee. And speaking of this, Tack Blades, he's got a YouTube channel, it's called Tack Blades. That's where I got the idea to do this with the top cover, so it can be removable. So I want to shout out to him. I don't want to take credit for something he did. I got the idea for that from him, and then kind of figured out the rest. Another option, the hammocks, Arrowhead Equipment makes triangle thingies, and there's another company, Lalo or something like that, that makes them. They're made out of rope, but what they're for is if you got an underquilt hanging down here and your suspension goes up to the continuous loop and hooks up, it kind of pulls the hammock out away, I mean the underquilt kind of out away from you. And so with the triangle thingies, they lay over, it's a piece of fabric that lays over the top shaped like a triangle, and then it's got hooks on it that hook up here, and then some stuff here to hook up your underquilt. So now it kind of gets the underquilt more up instead of pulling it out. So what we did is we added on our triangles, it's got this gross gang, and we just added on this plastic loop so you can attach your underquilt suspension to here. So you got a permanent built-in triangle thing. It's not an extra thing that you got to carry or whatever. It's sewn on there. And I got these little carabiners too. That's just another way to hook up your suspension, just different options. And another thing about these, so the fabric on the triangle thingy and the one that Lalo makes out of the rope, they're only good if they're being pulled down like the suspension typically does. So another thing there is to help out with quilts is a quilt hanger, and it hangs on your ridge line, and it's got two little hooks on each side. And what you do is you take your suspension and you run it up to over that hook and then out to your continuous loop, and then that really pulls it out and pulls your underquilt at the head and foot end up more to keep you kind of cocooned in there a lot better, so you don't get drafts and all that stuff. One advantage to having these that are sewn on, what you could do is you could take your suspension from this side, the cord for your suspension, take it and run it over the other side and then clip onto this hook. And now, because it's sewn there, you're pulling on here and it's not going anywhere. And then same thing with the other side, it's hooked on there, it crosses over and comes back down to your underquilt, and it really gives you that lifts up that underquilt up this way instead of out that way. So I think I'm really going to like that. I can't, it's windy outside, the hammock blowing all over the place, and I can't get a good video of it right now, so I'm having to do it inside here, and I just rigged up some turtle stands. They're not set up properly. I can't put the weight of a person in there right now to show you an underquilt and how it fits, but for those people that know know what I'm talking about with the quilt hangers and the triangle thingies, and they know from using underquilt with the regular suspension going up the continuous loop how it kind of pulls out and in, and you could kind of fight with it sometimes trying to stay warm. But with these, like I said, you have the option. You could just run your suspension up here, clip it through the carabiner, and then run it on up to the loop, or you can attach your suspension to this D-ring, or you can run it up and over the ridge line and down to the other side, and that'll really get things nice and snug. So that's one of the features. I think I'm really going to like that. We're making 3 different hammocks. The one of them is going to be just a netless hammock, but it's going to have the same features of the built-in triangle thingies. It's going to have underquilt hooks and all that kind of stuff. And we've also got pull-outs, 4 pull-outs on there too. So the Cub will have all of those features, and the Grizzly will have all those features plus a bug net, zippered bug net, and then the Polar Bear will have the top cover. So that's the 3, but this is the Polar Bear. And speaking of the other attachments, I'll show you them. Well, first, one thing I want to do is I'm making an accessory bag for this that's going to come down from here and then hang down from here. So you got a cord coming down and a cord coming down. You can have a bag sitting right here in this dead area, and you could put your boots in there out of the way, your shoes. I've had a couple times I've woke up and my shoes weren't where I left them because some animal tried to take off with them. Or you can put jacket, food, whatever, you know, anything in this little bag in this dead space. So that's another advantage to this. And speaking of this, if you had a little bit bigger carabiner, you could just clip a jacket to it or something, you know, hang your jacket from there. Heck, you can just get you a plastic grocery sack, put your boots in there and clip on here. I mean, there's a million different things if you use your imagination that you could use that hanging your gear from, and that's on all four sides. So that's going to have a lot of uses. But one of the accessories we're going to have is a bag that's going to hang right here that you can put whatever you want to put in there. Okay, so we got some hooks on the inside of the hammock there, and they're for a couple different things. One thing I do, like I sleep with my head on this side, and then on the opposite side, my other hammock, I have it's a ridgeline organizer kind of thing, but it hooks here and here, and it hangs down, and it's got two pockets on it, and that's where I keep my phone and my phone charger right there in those two pockets. So with my head on this side, all I got to do if I'm getting a call or text message or just want to see what time it is, I just reach over there and hit the screen and I can see that. So that little ridgeline organizer type thing that hangs there is something I've really liked on my hammocks. So we'll have those accessories that can clip on there. For the top cover use, some people like using a breathalyzer. It hangs down and blocks, like your head's up here. It kind of seals up from there down. That way you can, you're not getting all the condensation all over your sleep bag and stuff, and it keeps your body a little bit warmer. So the Dutchware gear breathalyzer will clip onto these. So if that's something you wanted for an accessory, you could buy that and clip it onto. Oh, and while I'm looking at it, it's our new tags that we got for MCN hammocks, and of course they're made in the USA. So yeah, that's it. We're gonna have some features, and like the little ridgeline bag thing I got that goes here, this is 12 inches apart, that hangs there. You could also do, there's a lot of different options to make it. You can make a long one that clips to, you know, like 2 or 3 down. A lot of different options for bags and stuff you can put in there. So that's it. Just a quick peek at our hammock and some of the features of it. We're going down to an event tomorrow that's going to have a lot of campers. Over 200 people registered, and close to 90 of them are being hammocks. So we're taking this prototype down there to get their feedback and see if we need to make any changes, make any tweaks, and once we get that figured out, then we'll start producing them and start selling them. One last thing, I didn't say anything about the weight because I don't know what the final weight's going to be. One thing is because I don't have any reinforcements behind the cam snaps, because I want to have everybody else look at it and get their feedback, because I might end up redoing everything. So I didn't do all the reinforcements and all that stuff to make it permanently, make it good. And being honest with everything, if you look at this cam snap right there, it's not there anymore, because while I was filming this video, I just poked a hole. I just ripped the cam snap through the material. That Argon 90, I knew better. It's really thin material, but I didn't want to spend all the time doing all the reinforcements, because after this week I didn't know if I was going to make any changes. But yeah, reinforcements, make a mental note, I need them.